Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read. This is going to be for Saturday, December 17th, 2022. I'm just lighting some sage, trying to keep it lit for this reading so we can keep things calm, cool, and collected. I feel like that was a message, at least partially for you. But do keep in mind this is general for the day for all 12 signs. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This has to be the seventh attempt, maybe the eighth, for me to get this done, but I'm not settling for a lack of quality, okay? I feel like it's a busy day, okay, regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, what you have on your plate, what you haven't gotten done yet, right? I feel like you're thinking back to the previous days, but it's a day where the future comes to mind for one, if not several reasons. Thinking about what you're acquiring or what you're making the best out of, what you're beginning for some, what you're passionate about, and Spirit saying, we get that you, in a very Two of Wands kind of way, you're thinking about what you don't have or what you would prefer more so in the future, even if you're in the midst of a beginning, right? That is more ideal for oneself. It's just this feeling that some imperfections or some details about what you're beginning, continuing, it just feels like for some wanting to change, whether that means replacing or just adjusting. It just reminds you that what would be more ideal for you in the future, okay? But in one of the attempts from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, I did get the gratitude card. So there's a push to stay grateful, okay? To have that gratitude quite present in your situation. Actually, I feel the need to show it. These came out in one attempt, so there's an acceptance needing to take place at a certain point throughout the day in regards to the state of your surroundings, other people potentially, however it ends up working for you. There's a situation you need to accept in its current state, or do what you can in the upcoming days and weeks to perfect things for oneself, to make oneself a bit more comfortable, or for it to be more ideal. But there is a level of acceptance needing to take place either way, and some gratitude needing to absolutely stay and come into your situation, okay? Horrible wording, but we're going to shift on forward and pull from the Gold Foil Tarot. I do feel like even with the focus at times on the details, on what's not perfect, what you don't have, what you would prefer in the future, you might be feeling good for whatever reason, a bit burnt out, especially by the end of the day, feeling burnt out, but you're feeling good. I feel like, bear with me, that made me a bit nervous, keywording. Just take a deep breath when energy or somebody or something makes you a bit nervous. There could be a sudden occurrence that just startles you, I want to say, but it's just a brief moment within a very productive, I want to say positive day, okay? Where the perfectionist within you, at least somewhat, is floating to the surface, coming to be, or being put to use, okay? The Six of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you could be thinking about what you want to cut out, what you want to change, feeling, I want to say calm and a little bit feisty. Just this is kind of coming through in the sense of each of us just having the mindset where, okay, I have to get this done, and I'd rather get it done at this point or just earlier on in the day. I don't want to wait around. I don't want to have to work around people. Does that make sense? You could be dealing with or thinking about who and what to leave behind. This day could involve a shift towards healthier for you, right? I know for me, I'm moving the rest of my stuff into my new place, and that's the shift for me. What is it for you, okay? But I do feel like this buckling down kind of gotta do what I gotta do sort of vibe about you leaves you a little bit serious at times. And then music or certain small moments, a push to stop and smell the roses at a certain point, it brightens up your mood or your overall well-being, okay? And I just feel like it's those small moments that you need to as well be grateful for, okay? As soon as we started talking about the Devil card, I started to lose my breath. So don't be surprised if an environment or a specific person's energy, or even a spirit that visits you for some, but it feels more a place and or somebody, makes you lose your breath. Okay, they're saying two people at most, but I just feel like it reminds you why change is a must, right? But it just feels like you're going through this balancing act where Spirit's saying, We're proud of you for not giving up. We're proud of you for doing what's right for you. And we're proud of you for shifting things in a healthier direction for oneself. So remember that when you want to focus on what you would prefer, what's not ideal, because it's this feeling where you need to, in a situation, potentially even what you're reflecting upon, right? If you're not wrapped up with it throughout this specific day, you need to let the positives outweigh the negatives in one's mind, in your focus, your vision, okay? But it's not to say that you can't interesting. It's not to say that you can't manifest, acquire the perfect ideal situation for oneself, but it's not really the day for that, okay? But there is abundance to be acquired. Anything you produce and develop or have in the previous days, that's doing quite well. It's this feeling that you know what will work and what won't. Interesting. Your connection to the moon will take a highlight. Your vision for your future will be, taking a focus at a certain point, but try to stay in the present moment. Let's pull for right here. Interesting placement. I usually build up, not down. The 5 of Swords. It's a feeling that you are just cutting out the stress. Okay, it's this day that preps you for, or you're taking action towards cutting out the stressful nature of your day-to-day life, or at least some days, right? And it's the abundance that you're gaining, a sense of peace even at certain points due to making change, due to your world developing as it's meant to. The spiritual meaning of an eagle is what I'm getting. The spiritual meaning of an eagle. I feel as if you're reminded throughout this day, completion is a must at times, right? It doesn't always feel 100% easy, but it feels like this one just might, okay? Whatever this change is for you. And I sense that Spirit's saying, when the abundance rolls in, let everything else fade from your focus, okay? When there's a sense of things just flowing in the right direction for you, things growing, developing, even potentially money flowing in for you individually. Let everything else that was bothering you, that isn't perfect, let it fade. Okay, let it just dissipate from your focus as you just are pushed to be grateful for and focus on the abundance at hand. Okay, there's a sense of you being a bit vulnerable throughout this day and that working to your advantage. And I do feel like people are gifting you with praise, okay? However that ends up working for you. A day full of communication, to say the very least. A day full of communication. And I do feel as if it's this feeling that once again, if I didn't say it in this attempt, you're being pushed to take your time, okay? Do things at a comfortable pace. Don't feel the need to rush just because you have a lot on your plate, just because there's deadlines or just one individually, or you feel as if this has to be done by this certain point, or just I need to finish this by the end of the year. Do you see what I'm saying? Or before the holidays. I just feel like you need to recognize that rushing is not going to benefit any factor of what you're trying to complete, or just even your well-being, okay? But this day will speed on by to an extent, okay? And it may even feel like, to an extent for some drawn to this reading, that a lot's kind of speeding around you, right? People feel rushed or just seem to be more fast-paced than you, and then you kind of speed up a bit and slow down. You might find there's slow times throughout the day and then fast-paced times. Interesting, regardless of how that breaks up for you. I hope that actually made sense. Sometimes I get spoken through, go on rants in these readings, and then I don't even know what I said. What else do we have for Saturday? Okay, actually they want an oracle. Look at that. Victorious, okay, but there is a situation where you're expecting the worst for one reason or another, and Spirit's saying there will be thoughts of what you're leaving behind, but recognize, or what you have left behind, but think of that in a positive light, okay? It's meant to be. It's you charging towards the healthy for oneself, the better, okay? And allow for yourself to remember that you deserve any sense of any bits of victory taking place throughout this day. I feel like I should have prepared this already, but this would have been a great time for a tea leaf card, but those are at my other place. Let's pull a Moon Magic card. Interesting. I haven't used this in a hot second. It's a very inspirational deck. What do we have for Saturday to wrap this up? Okay. My words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Yeah, so this also speaking upon communication, naturally, the 8 of Wands. And so I feel like it's a day where you're being reminded that your words of wisdom, okay, your words of compassion are useful. They're being put to use by others even, right? It may be in more regards to a conversation or two, thoughts of past communication from your past days, weeks. They're saying months even. It could be in regards to your business, your job, however it works for you, okay? And I just feel like you're being recognized and noticed for that, okay? Every day I focus on what is important. Absolutely. And we've been speaking upon that, right? Your focus does, to an extent, alter your external reality, okay? I'm open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. Absolutely beautiful, all right? It's a very abundant day where things are shifting in the right direction for oneself. So on that note, I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you next time.